Oh, good morning. You startled me. Oh, I gotta warn you. You can't sneak up on me like that. Last time somebody did that, I bust a cap in their ass. So, this morning it's another lovely Saturday. It's your boy OG Bobby Ross back in the elaborate and beautiful studio. A little bit early. Got a bit of a headache. Last night I went to a hip hop show. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. That's what today's topic is gonna be. Just kind of talking about how we don't all do art the same way, and that's okay. We all have different ways to express our views and thoughts, and sometimes we do it well, and heck, sometimes we do it poorly. But that's okay. These are all just little brushstrokes in life, and I know I put my brush down, so I poorly illustrated that. That's what we don't want to do when we're making our art, is poorly illustrate. But my version of illustration may be poor to you, to others it may be fantastic. So keep doing what you do. So last night, a man I consider a legend kind of came around. His name is Devin the Dude. Been around for a long time. Listened to him in high school even, way back in the 90s. I know that seems like forever ago to some of you. Really good guy, great rapper, great hip-hop artist, great whatever you want to call him, I'm sure. He was signed to Rap-A-Lot, and, well, we all know Rap-A-Lot has quite a history in the Texas area, and living in Texas for so long, I couldn't help but feel a little bit connected to that. So when I heard he was coming to town, I kind of fought it a little bit because I've got this bad anxiety and I don't like going to new environments that I haven't been around. It's kind of nerve-wracking for me. But, sometimes we got to look at things and go, what's the payoff? Am I going to benefit from it? Because even though I was a little bit anxious to go to this, I knew that it was going to be worth it in the long run. So after hearing from some amazing friends of mine who kept kind of encouraging me to go that right direction and go to this show, I decided to do it. Glad I did. It cost me $25 to get in, and sadly, tickets weren't selling out like crazy because being in a college town, these college kids, heck, when he was really getting going, they were still in diapers. And that's okay too. I'm not making fun of anybody, just stating facts. My rappers aren't the same as their rappers, really. They started discounting the tickets the day of the show, and I was a little bit perturbed by that. Not so much that I wasn't getting a great value, but I didn't think it was very fair that people could pay the same amount that I did, and see the same show, potentially the same view. But that's okay, because I got there and I got right up against the stage, because you know how your boy do, you right? Nobody's gonna tell OG no, and I wish a motherfucker would sometimes. Well, speaking of that, funny I should mention that, I guess. There was one guy in there that was a habitual line stepper. That caffeine goodness. Straight out of Colombia. Hope it's fair trade. Anyway, there's this guy in there. I think some of the kids call him a hot mess. That's the kind of guy. He had a little bit too much to drink a little bit too early, because before the show even started, he was getting to be a little bit of an annoying guy, and he's kind of a negative Nancy. And nobody wants that kind of stuff when they're at a show. People are up on stage performing. There were a lot of local acts that went on before, and he just kept interrupting them and kept invading people's personal space. And that kind of aggravates people, especially if they're kind of like me and they got their guard up more than they like to have it. And they just kind of want to have a good time. They don't want to deal with somebody messing with their good time, especially when you pay a good price to get into a show. So as the night progresses, he gets progressively worse and never really caused me any direct issue, just other than being in the proximity and I'm kind of watching him, because your boy doesn't want to have to drop a player, you know what I mean? Especially on a night like that where everybody's just trying to chill and just have a good time. But sure enough, he had to be a habitual line stepper, and some of the performers there had family there, some of them had kids, and that was okay. And he goes up and starts getting a little too close to this 14-year-old young lady, and obviously that family took exception. Like many things, they gave this man an opportunity to kind of just back away. Hey buddy, why don't you go over there and chill out? Everybody else is trying to chill around here. Why can't you? Apparently they try to test his gangster in his mind, so he starts pulling his shirt up and showing these tattoos. I don't know if you know who Brian Silva is. He's basically a meth head who works out, and this guy reminded me a lot of it. Kind of a little small guy, a little bit of a Napoleon complex, and he just couldn't chill and enjoy the vibe. So sure enough, he starts flexing, and somebody took exception, so he swings on him, and that should have been it. But this guy couldn't get the message, because that guy tried to tell him, like, hey, man, we're going to be chill, back off. Guy didn't like it, so he starts flexing. Well, he didn't know that he had a crew of about 20 with him. Didn't know that at all. But I look behind me as this brawl starting, and I see children, which wasn't the greatest thing, but, sometimes OG's got to look out for others, so I just kind of hopped back and threw my arms back to kind of block it, and this guy just got his ass handed to him. Like I said, don't want to incriminate anybody or have to plead the fifth, but things got a little bit real, and poor fella, he never got to see Devin. Soon after, though, Devin took the stage, and it was everything you can imagine. If you've ever listened to Devin, seen a Devin video, or seen him online, the dude is the dude 24/7, I believe, man. And I tell you what, the dude abides. He came out early on being inspirational and started getting into his music, and it was just fantastic. The vibe was amazing. Everybody's kind of meshing together, singing along, and at one point he's even handing out beer to the crowd because he had a bucket of beers on stage, and it was funny because just moments ago it was like the whole crowd, like this is the guy that just couldn't get his stuff together, and then there was there was these guys, and multiply that times about 5 or 6, I guess, and I feel like when they were trying to talk and calm down, they were dipping themselves in their own kind of version of odorless sinner, and they gave this man every opportunity, but eventually people get out of line, and I guess he'd been drinking maybe a little too much this odorless sinner. The next thing you know, everybody's over here at the Dyson, and you know what they're doing? They're just beating the devil out of each other. They beat the taste out of that boy's mouth, and finally, a rear naked choke took him down to the ground. And like I said, he didn't get to see Devin, so he didn't get to enjoy any of that. As the night progressed, though, that was a distant memory, and everybody just got along and had a great time. I don't recall any other just horrible incidences. Every now and then people get a little bit too close, but sometimes that's just people having fun and expressing themselves. And that's okay, too. I mean, I just gotta tell you, if you ever get to go to a Devin the Dude show, I highly encourage it. It was an amazing night. Amazing fight. Not for that one guy who, again, didn't get to see Devin, but I just can't say enough good about the show. The Odd Squad was there. Everybody was getting along and enjoying the vibe, and I tell you, OG Bobby Ross, he needed that night. So he took advantage. Had a great evening. And the best part of the night, at the end of it all, got to go see the man for a minute or two, and he got to sign your boy's jersey. And one of these days here in the not too distant future, I think I'm going to frame that and put it on the wall, because I just can't let that go. So, until next time, enjoy art, enjoy music. It's all kind of the same in one way or another. So, take advantage of that. Fulfill your life with it. Share it with a friend. And until next time, I'm OG Bobby Ross. And just like Devin and other players from Houston, keep it trill.